Welcome back to the Absolutely Fried podcast. My name is Jezabelle. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you're more of a listener than a viewer, just know this podcast is available to you on every streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung, Amazon, you name it, it's there. Just search Absolutely Fried and it'll pop up. Buddy, look, y'all, it's late. I know it is, especially for some of y'all, especially if you're on the East Coast. It is late as fuck. Let me see. What time is it even for me? Oh my God, it's 9:23. Look, I thought there was a giant hole in my sock. I had a rough week. I did. Oh my God, I had such a rough fucking week. It's been so fucking exhausting. Life has felt like it's been so fucking exhausting lately. And although I just semi-finished my day, I just needed to come on here and just chat, just get shit off my chest. I feel like that would make me feel a lot better. First of all, let's just jump right into it. Am I tweaking? Because hold on a second. Is it doing it still? It's not doing it anymore. Okay, so when I went to click start live streaming, right? On my iPad, I used my iPad to read the chat. I had my screen open. There was a light that was blinking on my screen. And I just learned about what this is recently, okay? Every electronic device has apparently invisible lasers basically. And I learned about this because I saw this video on social media of this girl. I forgot what it was she was pointing, but I think maybe it was a remote or something. I don't remember what it was, but she was there was a spider in a glass cup and she was pointing something at it and clicking something, and the spider was registering the quote unquote invisible laser that comes out of the electronic device. Now, invisible laser sounds like tinfoil hat stupid, right? But no, it's actually a real thing. They're just invisible lasers that we don't see. Apparently, if you take a TV remote and you point it at your phone camera, open up your phone camera, point it at your phone and click a button, you should be able to see it. But the thing is, I registered that in my brain as the invisible laser is only visible to us in that way when it's being used. So as in when you point the remote at your camera and you press a button, the quote unquote invisible laser becomes visible because of the fact that it's in use. So, your camera has an invisible laser. No, right? Because what? Hold on, because this might not be making fucking sense, bitch. This might not be making sense. What I'm trying to say is my fucking camera was flickering as if it was on, and it wasn't on. So I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. I don't trust no cameras, bro. I don't trust any fucking cameras. I don't trust technology, period. I think I've talked to you guys about there's been a couple live streamers that have gotten caught beating their shit on live stream because maybe they thought they ended their live stream, and they got off of it and they just got into bed and started whacking their shit, smacking their chicken. You know what I mean? First of all, that would never happen to me in a million years. That would never happen to me because one, this camera is not pointing at no bed. I would be damned if I ever had a fucking camera pointing at my fucking bed. You got me fucked up. That's one. Two, cameras get covered. They get turned off. They get unplugged. Okay. There will not, I don't know. When I was a kid and I was growing up, my parents basically beat it into me. They were like, girl, do not get undressed in front of a camera. And I never have. I used to have a piece of tape over my camera on every device. And I remember when my parents first started buying electronic devices for me, they did that for me. And they were never remove this piece of tape. But sometimes they'd take it further and they'd even put it over the microphone. I don't know, dog. As I've gotten, I used to think they're fucking crazy. But as I've gotten older, girl, I don't think they're so crazy. I do not think they're so fucking crazy. Was it a red light? No, it was flashing white. Maybe if you go to the beginning of the stream, you might be able to see it. I was staring at it for a second. I was like, what the fuck? It made me think about, I have an Alexa, right? Recently, I've been regretting this purchase, okay? And I specifically started regretting it because of my phone, actually. Because I was in the middle of a conversation. And this happens quite often, actually. I'll be in the middle of a conversation, and all of a sudden, my Siri just, starts recording what it is that I'm saying. Like she starts taking a note for me or acts as if I just asked her a question. But like in no way, shape, or form did I even say something coherently, even like close to Siri. Made my toes go up close, bitch, to Siri for her to turn around and be like, yeah, girl, I'll record this for you. Like, let me make this a note for you. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? That shit started blowing me because it's like, wait a second. When I thought about stuff like that, for some reason in my brain, I thought that technology, like when you have something that's like that that's like Alexa or like the Hey Siri thing, that it waits until like you say its name. For some reason in my brain, I thought like when you say its name, that's when it starts listening. But that can't be true because it has to always be listening in order to be able to know when you say its name. And that's fucking scary. And that ties into like everything that we all know, like phones are the reason why you get the ads that you do and the shit that goes onto your phone. Like all that stuff not only is because of like your search history, what it is that you consume, like your media, everything you do on your phone, but literally just talking to your phone. Have you guys ever tried it? I do that shit all the time. If there's like a video I'm trying to find, if there's something I saw an ad for or something that like I know about or something that I remember like very vaguely from the past, I'll just say like the information that I have into my phone, right? Like if it's a movie, I'll be like, movie about girl doing da 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 da, and then this happens. Or like if I'm if I'm wanting like a specific article of clothing and I can't find it, I'll be like, blue dress with polka dots, blue dress with polka dots. Like just say it over and over again into your phone. That shit will pop up. It literally will. When I can't find a video, I just describe it out loud like multiple times and it pops up. It always does. It always does. Or something similar to that shit. It's actually scary. It's so scary. It's so fucking scary. But yeah, I've been low-key regretting the Alexa purchase because here's the thing. So I have my Alexa hooked up to like just pretty much, in all honesty, it's pretty much just for like my lights. In my home, I don't have like, this is something that I've seen is very typical in like LA apartments and shit, but like there's no like actual like lighting in the ceiling. Okay, you get like a, what's it called, like a switch on the wall that connects to like a very hyper specific outlet somewhere in the room, and it may not even be the full outlet. It might just be like one, like either the top one or the bottom one. It's so fucking stupid. And so I've bought a bunch of lamps, obviously, and I hooked them up to these extension cords, and I just decided to make them buy lights that like worked with Alexa, so I could just tell her to turn on the lights, right? Or turn them off. But that means that I've hooked her up to like things all across my home, which my bedroom is like downstairs, my living room's upstairs. Alexa is upstairs, like the furthest point away from where my bedroom is, right? But I'll be downstairs. I used to, when I first got her, I used to yell. I used to be like, Alexa, turn the lights on, right? I used to do that. But then like one day, like I was downstairs and I just didn't have it in me to yell. And so I was just like, Alexa, like, bitch, I spoke it. I damn near whispered that shit. I was like, Alexa. And all of a sudden, boop, she went, doo-doo. I said, turn the lights on. Girl, I'm whispering. Guess what the fuck turned on? The lights. That girl can hear you whisper. That should not be allowed. How's that allowed? I don't trust it. That's scary. That means it hears everything I'm saying. Girl, I can't even say illegal shit in my own home. I should be able to talk about illegal stuff in my own home. I can't even talk about illegal stuff behind closed doors because I'm scared. They listening, y'all. Let me stop, because this is where the tinfoil hat comes in, because it's like, Jezabelle, nobody's coming after you. Nobody's coming after you, girl. You can calm down. You haven't. Or have I? No. Oh my God. Somebody said when she makes me mad, I unplug her. Honestly, like I don't abuse her. Like that's like, I can't be mean to Alexa. Like I've had people come over and like they know I have an Alexa and they'll low key be mean to her. Like, okay, hold on. This might be like might sound stupid, but just like hear me out here. If there's a man talking to like my Alexa, right, and then he says something like, like sometimes they'll like say stupid shit that like low-key feels abusive towards her, like they'll be like, Alexa, turn the lights on, bitch, or like some shit like that, and I'll be like, oh my God, literally don't talk to her like that. Like that's so fucked up. Like that's so mean. What the hell? And I'll literally say her name and be like, I'm so sorry. Like I will apologize to her for them. Like I don't know, that might sound fucking stupid, but to me it's like, it feels like abuse of power. That's what it feels like. It feels like abusive power. Like, she can't do anything. She can't defend herself. Like, at the end of this, she's probably gonna say thank you. Like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I can't do that shit. I'm the type of person that sympathizes with robots and shit. I'll sympathize with like an inanimate object, like a can. If there's a can on the counter, it gets knocked on the floor, I'm like, oh fuck, sorry, my bad. Like, oh, you okay? Like, a bitch, inanimate objects, I'll be apologizing to that shit. Because in my head, I've convinced myself everything has feelings. We're all connected in some way. I'm losing it. I don't know. I can't do that. I can't do it. But y'all, anyway, dude, I had a rough fucking week, and especially today, I'm fucking exhausted. I am. Like, look on my couch right there. You see what that is? I dropped one of my ashtrays, spilled it on my couch. I picked up what was in said ashtray, did not clean up the ashes. I cannot be bothered to do it. But that right there should just go ahead and be an explanation kind of, or a synopsis of like how my week has been going, right? It's been going so rough that look here y'all, stoner, avid cannabis user in every way, shape, or form. Not even just for a good time, not even just for a let's get faded. Like this girl, gummies all day long, okay? Not even, like I said, not even to get fried. Like, I'm like microdosing with this shit to like help with different things. If it's like, oh, I got a pain, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go find like something that's got CBD and CBG in it. I'm gonna take that for like my pain that I got, if I've got anxiety, I'm looking for CBC. Like, this is an avid user right here, like for real. Addicted? Maybe. Is this addiction? Hold on. This is what I reach for every turn. Hold on, wait a minute. This is an intervention, actually, everybody, for me. I don't drink alcohol. I really don't. And it's mainly because when I was younger, I drank a fuck ton. I don't know if like I just like fucked myself over with it. You know, my father used to tell me when I was younger, he's like, well, you know, one day you're going to drink. And he said, it's probably going to be before the age of 21. He's like, I'm not stupid. Even if you tell me you're not going to, it'll probably happen at least once. So let me just say it like this. If you're going to do it, don't overdo it. Because he said that when you turn 21, you're just not, it's not going to be fun anymore. It's not going to be worth it. What should have been a stepping stone in life. My father was huge on stepping stones. I think I've told y'all, like all of like my major birthdays, like 13, 15, 16, 18, 10 years old, he gave me a stepping stone. Like I wasn't allowed to get my nails painted like an actual color until I was 10 years old. I could get them clear, but I couldn't get them anything else. So on my 10th birthday, he took me to a nail salon to get my nails painted whatever color I wanted, right? So it was like a memory for me. It's a core memory. I legitimately remember my 10th birthday. I remember everything that happened for my 10th birthday. And it's thanks to him, because had he not made that a stepping stone, I probably wouldn't remember. Because I tell you what, I don't remember my 9th birthday, 8th, 7th, 6th. I do not fucking know what the hell I did. I literally don't remember shit. But the birthdays that he made a stepping stone, I actually do remember. So obviously turning 21 and being able to drink, that's already a stepping stone in and of itself. So, you know, he told me when I was younger to like not overdo it. And like most teenagers that don't fucking listen and just think that they're grown and want to do what the fuck they want to do, I got fucked up. I got fucked up. Like, fucked up. Like, oh my God, my parents used to go on vacations, right? Once me and my brother were like old enough to take care of ourselves and shit, like my brother was driving, he had a job, they would leave money for us, they'd dip out. They'd go on a cruise, they'd go to Florida, they'd go visit family, they'd leave me and my brother at home. They did not give a fuck. One thing about my parents, they did not let children like ruin that marriage. They did not. They were like, oh, like we got kids. That did not fucking stop them. That did not stop them from going outside and having a good fucking time. I remember they used to go on dates all the time. They'd go on dates all the time. Me and my brother would not know until they came back home with styrofoam containers of food that they got when they went out to eat. They used to tell us, oh, we're going to Costco. Mom, Dad, it's 8 p.m. What do you mean you're going to Costco? We're going to Costco. Like they're not closed yet. Trust me. We'll be back. All of a sudden they coming in. Y'all got sushi. We had fucking ramen to eat for dinner. That's what it was. They went to the grocery store. They picked up the cheapest fucking pork loin. Yeah, pork loin, bitch. Y'all know how much a pork loin is? That is like the cheapest shit that you could buy. Like pre-packaged pork loin that's already pre-seasoned and everything on sale. That's what we would cook that for ourselves to eat. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's what they left us with. Meanwhile, they went out and got sushi. We'd be like, what about sushi for us? They did not give a fuck. They laughed in our face. They said, sushi for who? Fuck you. I'm serious. My parents have dead ass said that shit to my face. I'm like 15 years old. Like, damn. But they used to go on these vacations, right? They used to go on these vacations. And obviously raided the fuck out of the liquor cabinet. What else was there to do? Every teenager did it, okay? And if you didn't do it, good. And if you're not doing it, even better. You know, if you're a teenager watching this. You know, I did the thing that every teenager did. You get the vodka bottle. You pour yourself some. And you fill it up with water. That's what I would do. But, you know, it went past that. You know, that was only every now and then. That's not like I was getting fucked up every weekend or some shit. It would only be like when my parents would actually like go on vacation. And I'd probably only do it once while they were out of town. So that was like once in a blue moon type of situation, right? But it wasn't until I got into college. When I got into college, y'all already know my life was I was stressed the fuck out. Life was awful. I was ready to be out of here. Like I hated life, right? I was done. So what else do you do other than just numb yourself? Alcohol and parties, bitch. Alcohol, blow, and hookers, except minus the last two. I only did the alcohol part. But I would go to parties. I'd get fucked up. Y'all already know what I would do. I was downing like 6 beers. I used to be able to pause heavily on this, okay? Because it wasn't used for anything else other than what it is I'm about to say. Let me be real careful with my words. I don't even want to say it. I'd go to drink a beer. I would pound down beers, right? I'd pound down like 6 beers and then I'd start taking like shots, right? I was quick with it too. I could pound down 6 beers quickly. I used to be able to do the trick where you could like open up your throat. That's why I'm saying pause. That's why. I used to be able to open it up. I don't even know how I did it. Somebody taught me when I was like drunk as fuck one day. Like they were just like, open your throat. And I was like, how? And they were like, just do it. And like, I just did it. And I was able to like pound down all these beers and shit. Oh God. Like an uncle is crazy. I don't think I could do that shit anymore. Throat goat is insane. Y'all chill out for a minute. Okay. Party trick. Yeah, I guess that was my party trick. It was. People were impressed. They were. But you know what? I don't know if this is something to be proud of. So I'm going to just leave it at that. So I abused the fuck out of alcohol, right? I don't know if that's why when I turned 21, I actually was excited still to turn 21 and start drinking because, you know, I'd never been to a bar. I never got a fake ID. I never wanted to be in that predicament. I am terrified of confrontation, especially in a public setting. And I refused to have like a bouncer like look at my ID and be like, yeah, no, I'm just going to hold on to this. That's so embarrassing. Or like when they break it, like, oh, that's so embarrassing. I never wanted to be in that predicament. So I was like, I'm not even going to do that. I'll just wait till I'm 21. Like, it's not even that far away. I'm 19 years old. That's like a couple more years. Like, that's fine. I can wait. So I did. I used to, well, I don't even know if I can say this, but never mind. I'm not going to say that. I was about to say some shit that I did that was not, I should not have done. But anyway, I don't know. I went to a couple bars when I was 21. I think maybe it could either just be that maybe it just wasn't my scene either. Like when I went to bars, you really just stand around. Like you kind of just stand around and you drink, and then if you're a woman, drunk men just come up to you. That's it. So like when I would go with like friends, and it's like you're probably thinking, well, oh, Jezabelle, you can go with friends and like it'll be fun. And it's like I did go with friends, but instead of it just being like me standing around drinking and drunk men approaching me, it was 3 people standing around and a group of men would then approach us. And then it's either my friends are interested in the guys and I have to just kind of stand there and entertain the little scraggler guy because I'm not interested. So I'm like, yeah, how's it going? What school you go to? Wow, really? That's cool. Nice. You know, like fucking looking around and shit like, And they're like, yeah, so you want to take a shot? No, actually, I don't. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm good. Matter of fact, I might get a water. Like, so maybe I just didn't really get the appeal to it. But I don't know. Like, I'm really not an alcohol person. That's crazy that this is what how this whole topic of conversation started. I really could go, can't I? I could really drag it out. Good fuck, Jezabelle. Bitch needs to learn to get to the point, huh? Yeah, so I don't really like to drink. At 22 years old, it started feeling like I was waking up being 30 years old. Like I was hungover a couple times and I was like, fuck this shit. I'm actually done. Like I'm not drinking anymore. It made me feel like shit. Every time I would get fucked up, I had to just pee really bad and like very frequently because alcohol does that to you. And I also would just feel very groggy and like extremely thirsty. And sometimes I'd have like, I would also get a headache and sometimes my stomach would hurt. So like alcohol was like not fun to me. There were so many downsides to it. So many fucking downsides. And then sometimes you get drunk and it's like, what the fuck happened the night before? You know, like that doesn't sound fun. That doesn't sound fun to me. Like when you like listen to that. Does that sound like a good time? To some of you, that might sound like a good time. But to me, it didn't. And so I just kind of like gave up on alcohol. And I would say the last time I bought alcohol for like my home was years ago. And even when I go out, like I don't really go out and order a drink. I'll order like a mocktail or some shit. Like I won't order actual alcohol. And so I had like, this should probably tell you how shitty of a week I had. Bitch, I went to the store yesterday just for fucking soup. Just for soup. The dinner that requires the least amount of effort. Soup. I'm browsing the soup aisle, right? I get myself a soup. I'm walking. I go to check out. I'm standing in line. And for some reason, I was like, get a 6-pack of beer right now. A 6-pack of beer? I'm listening to the voice in my head. I'm like, fuck, why would I need a 6-pack of beer? I don't need a 6-pack of beer. Get a 6-pack of beer right now. And it felt like something was like pulling me. Like there was somebody in my head. It was the devil. The devil was in my head. That's what it was. And unfortunately, I fell victim. I listened. I went down the alcohol aisle and I did in fact get a 6-pack of beer. And not only that, but I also picked up these little cans of espresso martinis because what if I want like something sweet instead of a 6-pack of beer? And so somebody said, "Oh, that's so real. Even if I have a good time, I always wake up anxious as fuck." That's so real. That was another reason why I didn't like drinking. Like, oh my God, it made me so anxious. So I picked up beer, and then I also picked up these espresso martinis that I found that were made with oat milk. So that sounds like a fun treat. But I had such a rough fucking week, bitch, that this girl that does not fucking drink picked up alcohol. And then driving home, I had to fight the urge to stop at the corner store for a pack of cigarettes. Let's be real with you. A pack of fucking cigarettes. I had to hold myself back. Yo, the last time, I haven't smoked. I haven't smoked in so long, like a pack of cigarettes. Oh my God. I used to be deep in that shit. I started off, what was crazy, I started off vaping. I started off with like a Juul and shit and then graduated into smoking cigarettes. That's just supposed to make you get off of it. I got on cigarettes to get off of vaping, bro. Off of vaping. I was so deep in that shit that I not only like that I started rolling my own cigarettes. That's what I did. That's how deep I got into that shit. I rolled my own cigarettes. I would not buy like a pack. If I bought a pack, it was American Spirits. The best cigarettes to smoke. American Spirits. Black or the light blue ones. Those are the best. And I had to fight myself on the way home to not get it. The last time I felt like this was almost like a year ago. And I had told you, I was like, yo, I think I'm going to go buy a pack of cigarettes. And y'all were like, no, Jezabelle, don't do it. You've been nicotine free for like so long. Like, don't do that shit to yourself. And I listened. I didn't do it. But boy, I tell you, I'm fighting that urge. It's just been a stressful week. It has. We listen and we don't judge as crazy. What, y'all don't smoke y'all have never smoked cigarettes. I sound like your granny is crazy. Yellow American Spirits. I never smoked those. Oh my gosh. It's actually freaky how everyone has such similar experiences. I stopped vaping last week because I had chest pain. That's terrifying. Like, no, yeah, if you're still vaping, buddy, put the vape down. Put that shit down. Seriously, go smoke a cigarette instead. I'm so serious. I'm so serious because, like, that might sound like bad, but, like, I'm actually not joking. When I used to vape, I was developing, like, actual issues. Like, I remember what made me actually want to stop was I used to go to the gym all the time, right? And I went to do a push-up one day. And my lungs were breathing on their own. Like I was holding my breath. I wasn't breathing, but you could hear my lungs like inflating and deflating is what it sounded like. Like almost like there was like a wheeze just coming out of me, but I wasn't breathing. I was just almost like kind of like a plank position. There was like a wheeze that was continuing to come out of me. I was like, what the fuck? This never happened before. I was like, oh my God. So that was right there. That was the reason that I was like, okay, yeah, I'm done with this shit. And so I stopped. And then like, obviously after I stopped, like that went away. It never happened. So girl, trust me. Y'all gotta drop the vape. Get off that shit, y'all. Leave that shit alone. Cause this was years ago too. Who knows what the fucking vapes got in them now? Cause I think I've told you all this, but like I quit vaping like 2020, I think. Yeah, and 2020 is when I quit vaping. I mean, I was deep in that shit too. Girl, I was hitting like 3 vapes at a time. Like I had like the Juul in the middle and the 2 puff bars on the side for the flavor. A bitch was in deep. A bitch was in deep, right? Sometimes, nah. I'm not gonna, that's kind of crackhead activity. I was about to like, fuck it, I'll expose myself. No! Bitch, one time I used to just fuck around with that shit. Like I would just put I put the Juul in my mouth one time and 2 puff bars in my nose and I like damn, nothing beat that feeling that I used to get though when I like right before bed I'd smack the shit out of it and like until I got pretty much lightheaded and then I'd get in bed and I like rub my feet together. Ugh. I haven't felt that feeling in years, but I let it go. I did. I let it go. I grew out of it. I grew out of it. Damn, you know what's crazy? Like my mom, damn, my parents literally warned me about everything. And like, I don't know if y'all's parents did this, but seriously, I wish I would have listened to my parents. I really do. And I feel like so many people feel like that once they get older. But, my parents warned me about all of this. Like my dad warned me about the drinking. My mom warned me about nicotine because she used to smoke cigarettes. I have the exact same life experience as my mom, right? Like I remember when I was growing up, she was talking to me about cigarettes. She was like, Jezabelle, don't ever smoke nicotine. She was like, don't ever do it. Trust me. It's like, don't smoke cigarettes. And she's like, and I asked her why. And she was like, you know, like, cause you'll quit, right? Eventually you'll realize like that shit's bad for you. Like it's fun in the moment, but like eventually you realize it's bad for you and you're like, all right, like I'll stop and you'll quit. But she says, you never really quit though. She said, you never stop thinking about it. And she explained to me when it comes to like having an addiction to something, the addiction never goes away. Once you've got it, there is no such thing as like, I don't think about this anymore. She said, somewhere deep buried inside you, no matter how long it's been, no matter what life you've lived, no matter how far you think you've come, somewhere deep inside of you, there is going to be a part of you that craves it every single day. Every single day. And you choose every day to just not do it. That's really what addiction is. That's what recovery is. You choose not to do it. Doesn't mean that you no longer think about it. You still think about it all the time. And that's so real because I do. I think about a cigarette damn near every fucking day. I think about like the old Juul pods and shit. I think about that shit every fucking day. Now I don't do it. I haven't hit a vape since, you know, I haven't smoked a cigarette in Lord knows how many years, right? But damn if I don't think about it. It like crosses my brain just like, damn if I don't fucking think about it. I'm not going to do it though, y'all. I'm not going to do it. A nice fat blunt. It's not the same. It's not the same because I'm not talking about, I've smoked a couple blunts, but it's really not the same. And like, you know, some of you might think, oh, Jezebel, come on, then you never really quit. It's like, I don't really smoke blunts. I've only like I only smoked them like once every like few months or something. And it's because like I'm smoking with someone else or, I just want to consume more marijuana in one go. Right. But, It's not the same, because when you smoke nicotine with weed, like, you're high, right? You might have like a heavier buzz because of the nicotine, but you're high, right? I'm strictly talking about nothing but a heavy nicotine buzz. No weed, not being high. I'm talking about that strong nicotine buzz that you get. It's different. It's very different. So I wish I had listened to them, though, because my mom told me, she said she had told me that she hadn't smoked cigarettes in like 20 years when we had that conversation. This was like when I was like really young. We had that conversation. She's like, it'd been like 20 years. She said she still thought about it every single day. I think I forgot what cigarette she told me it was that she smoked. It might have been Marlboro. No, it wasn't. It was Newports. Yeah, she was heavy in that shit. Newports? Damn, bitch. If you smoking Newports, you down bad. She told me she liked the menthol Newports. Ugh, that's disgusting. You disgust me. That shit's nasty as fuck. Y'all ever smoked a menthol? Fuck no, that shit's nasty. Oh my God, I hated that shit. And then a Newport, fuck the menthol part. A Newport? Out of all the options, you went for a Newport? A trucker's cigarette? Say, that's your mama? Yeah, that is. I'm disgusted. Like, really, bitch? Like, she was a baddie. Like, there was no reason for her to be smoking a damn Newport. You are a baddie. Get it the fuck together. That's ridiculous. I'm disappointed in her. I am disappointed. That's what crackheads. Literally, like, I'm disappointed in her. That's like a trucker cigarette. Come on now. Do something classy. Roll your cigarette or something. Ah, damn. Newport. Y'all ever, even if you've never smoked one, you smelled one? Ugh. Disgusting. Move on. I think it's because Newports are mad cheap. Yeah, probably. That actually might have been it. She grew up very poor, so, you know. I'm over here like shaming her and shit. It's probably because like that's all she could afford. Damn, my bad, Mom. My bad. I'm just disappointed, but my bad. Anyway, man, yeah, y'all. It's been a rough fucking week. I think I sat down here. This conversation is making me feel good. It's nice to have this conversation because I swear to you, it does make me feel better to like to sit down and like chat with you, right? And I came on here and I was like, you know what? I wonder what it would make me feel better to like talk about tonight. And you know what? I've got something for you because there's nothing better than having a bad fucking week, an especially bad fucking day, and then sitting down and deciding, let me pick myself apart. Let me find out what's wrong with me, right? And so how are we going to do that? I posted this video yesterday and I was like, I wonder why like brands don't really want to work with me. Like we got a lot of motion and shit like that. Like it's difficult to find a brand that wants to work with me. And I kept wondering, I was like, I wonder what it is. Like, why is it? And I realized I'm just a very unfiltered person. I am. It's not going to change, right? It's really not going to change because the whole thing that I do is that I come on the internet and I feel like the reason why I make videos and I do what I do is because we all consume a lot of social media and it's so fake and so forced and so heavily edited that I just got exhausted of like not being able to find somebody that I thought was relatable for me. Like personality wise, like I could not find somebody on the internet that I was like, oh my God, you get me, right? You get me. Like I feel comfortable here. I like to come on here, especially on this podcast, to be a reminder to you that's the whole point of this podcast is that it's unedited. That's why I live stream it. Cause it's like, it's me and you, girl. Like there's no backtracking on what the fuck I say. There's no backtracking on this shit. And it's just to show you that we're all fucking stupid. It really is. We're all dumb. We all say stupid shit. We all have very fucking idiotic thoughts. We are all figuring this out. And it's just kind of to just show you like, there is at least one very raw person out there that's willing to be stupid online, that's willing to embarrass themselves to show you that it's okay to think the way that we do. Hey, it's okay to be a little bit dumb. It's okay. You know what I mean? Like we didn't sit here and re-record this shit 20 times and do 20 different takes of this shit until it sounded right. Like I stutter, bitch. I say stupid stuff. And that's pretty much what the video was about. I was like, I'm just completely unfucking filtered. And this girl commented and she was like, do you have a Gemini placement? I'm like, I do. The fuck does that mean? Like, I actually have a Gemini moon, right? I don't know shit about astrology. I really don't. I never really cared too much to look deeper into it, right? I think that astrology is very real. I do. It's weird to say because I don't know anything about it, but 1,000,000% I believe it. 1,000,000%. I think that somebody's like birth chart and shit. Oh yeah. 1,000,000% believe it. I just never looked deeper into it because unfortunately I'm one of the hated signs. I am. I'm a Scorpio, and if you look into a Scorpio, there's a lot of not nice things said about us. And you know what? Some things might be true. Every time I read something about a Scorpio, it's either like super hypersexualized or it's like something like mean. And I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm like that. So I never really read further into it, mainly because like I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror. That's really what it is. Like I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror. But I do believe that shit's 100% true. And after that girl called me out, she's like, you have a Gemini placement. I was like, bitch, it's my moon. She's like, I knew it. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? She sends me a screenshot of like pretty much what it means. And it hurt my feelings a little bit. It did, because of how accurate it was. It did hurt my feelings. It was talking about some shit like, you are constantly like having an identity crisis. Hold the fuck on. Why the fuck did you just eat me up like that? Like what? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, so to like if you go to Google your birth chart, bitch, don't be Googling it with a smile on your face. Be ready to literally get smacked. Literally, that's what it's gonna be. And so I feel like I could use that. I would like to know what's wrong with me. So I decided to download my birth chart. And I downloaded one that tells you like, like if you could just use any website. I went through like 4 different websites. And I'll tell you guys what my placements are, and we're going to go through basically what are my worst qualities. That's what I would like to know. I would like to know what my worst qualities are, and I'm going to confirm or deny them. But something tells me I'm not going to deny this. Something tells me I'm not going to deny this shit. So let's go through these. Okay. This is a raw and unfiltered list of your worst qualities based on your chart. Here's what it says. 1, I'm apparently secretive as hell. Now, this comes from my Mercury and Sun in Scorpio. It says, you hide way more than you let on, not just from others, but sometimes from yourself. You'll go through hell before admitting you're struggling. People may think they know you, but they only know the 20% you allow. The downside of this is that you can come off emotionally unavailable or manipulative, even if that's not your intention. This sounds real familiar, and I don't like that. This sounds really familiar, and I do not like it. Because remember when we did the last podcast episode, like it was a few episodes ago, and I decided to go on one of those websites where you take a test, and it tells you like about your personality. And one of the things that like blew my mind was that like the manipulative section was really high. And I was like, no way. Not me, not this bitch. I was like denying that shit. I was like, yo, guys, please believe me, please. I swear I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I'm so good at like manipulating and gaslighting that I'm doing it to myself right now. Is that possible? Who am I? Hold on a minute. I'm sitting here like, what have I convinced myself of? Is like, have I lied to myself? Yeah, no, I definitely do come off as super emotionally unavailable. That's definitely been an issue that I've struggled with my whole life in relationships and friendships. For sure. I'm not even going to deny that one. And I'm really not. I'm super emotionally available. If anything, I would say I'm overly emotional. I'll cry over anything. Really, I'll be honest. Something simple could happen. I'll cry about it. If I feel an overwhelming amount of any emotion, I cry. It's like something that I'm actually embarrassed about. Like if I get like super ecstatic or super happy, cry. It sucks really bad because if I get super angry, I cry. And I hate that because when I'm angry, I want to convey that I'm mad. But instead I'm sitting here like, you make me feel like this. And I'm like fucking like bawling my eyes out, but I'm actually angry. I'm actually angry. So a lot of the time, if I get angry, I pretty much go mute. Like, I won't talk to the person. I like walk away from the situation and like, oh my God, I am manipulative. It's coming out. Oh my God, I am, because, oh my God, bitch, what I'll do is like, I won't want to, I'm angry. So it's like, you know what? I don't want you to see that I'm going to cry because I'm like actually overly emotional. So what do? I walk away from the situation. And you know what I play it off as? I play it off as I'm the bigger person. Like, I'm the bigger person. We need to walk away and come back to this later when we can discuss it. Because I do want to talk about our feelings because I'm like really emotional, right? So I do want to talk about my feelings, but like not right now. And it's because I'm the bigger person, not because like I'm going to cry right now, but it's actually because I'm going to cry. Oh my God. That shit just clocked me so hard. What the fuck? That's insane. Maybe I am manipulative. Wow. I need to check that, huh? Oh my God. Okay. But I am very emotionally available. Like, I would say too emotionally available. I get too emotionally invested in stuff. Way too emotionally invested in stuff. Okay. Number 2, it says emotionally reactive, but masked as chill. I think this plays into the last thing. This has to do with my moon in Gemini. It says you feel everything. What did I just say? Dude, I feel way too fucking deeply. That shit makes me so angry. I feel every emotion like so strongly. It says you feel everything, but your brain tries to intellectualize it or make jokes about it. All right, chill out. Calm down. Wait a minute. When you're hurt, you might downplay it or act like it's fine. Oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck? Oh my God. Until it all explodes later or comes out in backhanded ways. Yeah, that's real. I'll bottle that shit up. I will. And then I'll like explode. And it's like actually really bad because I'll bottle it up and not say anything. Not because like, how do I say this? It's not for the reason, I'm not bottling it up because it's like, I don't know how to explain that. I bottle it up. I'll just tell you why I bottle it up. I bottle it up because I convince myself that what I'm feeling in that moment is an overreaction of what I should be feeling. If that makes sense. Like how I was just explaining that like I feel emotions so deeply that like I think that the people around me don't experience them the same way. Like I'm able to clock that like when I feel an emotion and I see someone else feeling that same emotion, they're not feeling it as deeply as I'm feeling it. So I convince myself that like I'm feeling too deeply in this moment and maybe I'm overreacting. So if I get upset about something or sad about something or you hurt my feelings in some way, 99% of the time I'm probably not going to tell you actually. I probably won't tell you because I'll convince myself that like I'm overreacting. But the problem is that I'll keep doing that. Until eventually like I bottle it all up and then like I explode, and when I explode it all comes out. I'll mention something that happened like fucking months ago. I'll be like, it all started with like I'll say the situation. I'll be like, you shouldn't have done this just now, and by the way, 4 months ago you did this, and you know what, I'm tired of this. Like all of it'll come out, and it's so bad, but like I can't help it. It's so bad. It's actually so bad. Someone says Scorpios also have a hard time seeing the bigger picture, so that could also be that. I don't know. I feel like I'm able to take a step back and see the bigger picture because of the fact that I bottle everything up and I feel so deeply. I think that everything that I feel is like an overreaction to the situation, and I shouldn't be like, it should not be that deep for me. And so I'll like constantly think about it. Like I'll almost overthink it basically. And how do I say this? Like I'll overthink the situation to see like, I'll look at the bigger picture and be like, should I be feeling this way? Like, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm really good at being able to see the bigger picture, but the thing is that I just feel like I feel too deeply. Like I feel way too strongly. It says that the downside of this being emotionally reactive, people don't always know what you're really feeling, and sometimes you don't either until it's too late. Boom, clocked it. Damn, this shit is eating me up. That's crazy. Yeah, I have a lot of issues with like, I guess, emotional regulation is what you would call it, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I know that I like feel too deeply, but I never know, since I feel too deeply, I never know like what the correct amount of feeling is, if that makes sense. I don't know what the equilibrium is supposed to be. I don't. Here we go. This is one that I really don't even want to know what it has to say to me. 3, control issues. I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it. What's it going to say? Okay. Scorpio plus Cancer rising plus Capricorn Lilith. You need to feel safe, so you try to control the emotional environment around you. This can look like testing people, playing things close to the chest, or emotionally withdrawing when you don't feel secure. Yep. I actually unpacked that one in therapy. My therapist told me that one, that I have an issue with like emotionally withdrawing when I don't feel secure. And she says like, ooh, this will go on for like years too. This will go on for years, because I don't know if that's like a Scorpio thing, but I know it's a me thing that I grip and hold on to shit. Like I hold grudges. Even if I don't want to, I can't help it. I hold grudges. That shit sticks in my brain. I'm like a fucking elephant for real. Like, bitch, I remember everything. I do. Like I said, fuck Anne. Fuck that bitch from 5th grade. Fuck you. If she ever see this. Still hate that bitch. But no, that's something I unpacked in therapy, that I've just like had issues with stuff where I would be like, I don't know. It wasn't like I was like angry at somebody or anything. It was just that like almost like repulsed by them. And I didn't know why I was repulsed by them. And then like we unpacked everything that took place with this person, and they were like, oh, it's because like you pretty much like emotionally withdrew from them. I was like, I want to keep this person in my life, but I'm literally repulsed by them. And they're like, oh, well, it's because like it's because they did this and you never talked about it. And so it kind of made you feel insecure. So you just withdrew from them completely. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. My therapist was able to clock that one. You can't hold grudges. Girl, I wish I was like that. I wish I could let shit go. I do. I really do wish I could let shit go, but it gets dark outside and I lay in bed and I'm by myself alone with my thoughts. And then I just start thinking about everything. I wish I could let shit go, but the second I give my brain the space to like be empty and actually think, that's kind of like why I'm always on go mode. Look, I'm clocking myself right now. I'm always on go mode. I always have to be doing something. I can't just sit idle. That's another reason why I be so fucking exhausted, because I got to keep myself doing shit, or like my brain will just run, will just go. Damn. All right, next one. Speaking of, y'all, it says number 4, you struggle to let go. I know. We just discussed this. It says my sun square Uranus. Let me grow up. Plus moon opposite Pluto. You have a hard time truly letting things go. Grudges, emotional betrayals, even small slights. Yeah, no, the tiniest thing. Yo, I've always been the type of person my whole life that if somebody disrespected me in any way, I just would never talk to them again. Literally in the smallest, slightest way. And I've been told, I've had this conversation with many people, and some people have been like, oh, that's like super toxic. Like you don't let people in your life like make mistakes. And it's kind of like, I know people will make mistakes, but the real situation is that if I wouldn't do it to you, then I expect you to not do it to me. And if you did it to me and it's something I wouldn't do to you, bye. That's it. Sorry, bye. Like I'm not dealing with that shit, because I'm not gonna sit around and wait for you to fuck up again. Right? And I'm not going to wait until we get later down the line, because you pressed your luck with me and saw that you could take it that far, allow you to fuck up again. And then I sit there in that mindset of, oh, I wish I would have just cut you out of my life like 4 years ago. I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I'm going to look back on my past and be like, I wish I would have done something differently. That's not me, baby. That is not me. So I will literally, that's how I've been my whole life. If somebody does something that I wouldn't do to them, I just cut it. That's how it is. Let's see. The downside of this. Oh, wait, did I read the whole thing? Small slide. Oh, yeah. They said they live in your head rent free for years. You don't forget and you don't forgive easily either. Yeah, I don't. I wish I could. Bro, I want to be one of those girls that's like, I want to be one of those girls that just looks like they don't have any stress. Like they just look perfect, and like they look like they sleep perfectly at night. They wake up, they have no issues. Like, the world is just so kind to them. Like, if somebody's hurt them, they're like, you know what? I forgive you. Let's move on. Let's let this go. Like, I wish you the best life. Instead, I'm over here, like, cracked out in the corner, like, fuck you, bitch. Like, fucking freaking out and shit. Like, I hate this bitch. Trying to convince myself, bro, not to speak evil shit out into the fucking universe. I'll be like, because I'll be talking about somebody about some shit that I went through, like, mid-conversation. I'll be like, in my brain, I want to say some real evil shit. Like, I want to be like, ooh, I wish this would happen to this person, right? But I don't let myself. And I'll literally say it out loud. I'll be like, ooh, I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because God wouldn't want me to say it. So I'm not going to say it. And I just, like, ignore the thought so bad. Like, I wish I could gracefully, like, let shit go. But no, I can't do that shit. And I'm literally, ugh. I want to so bad. I bet you I'd never have a wrinkle in my life. Those are the girls that grow up and never have a wrinkle. Girl, I'm gonna be wrinkly as fuck. I'm gonna be so fucking wrinkly. My God. It says that the downside of this is that this can lead to emotional walls and cycles of isolation or overprotectiveness. Yep. Hey, yo. I mean, like, come on, y'all. I talk about all the time not really having that many friends. That's for sure what it's led to. Big, tall, emotional walls and cycles of isolation. Girl. Yep. Oh, wow. Why'd I do this to myself? Number 5. If you're wondering why there's nothing good coming up, please remember that I decided to put together my worst qualities. I asked this for my worst qualities. Maybe we could look at the good qualities after. Maybe. Number 5 is fear of vulnerability disguised as independence. My Mars in Libra in 4th house plus Venus in 29-degree Sagittarius. I have no idea what any of that means. You want deep emotional intimacy. I do. But also fear it. I do. So you attract people who are emotionally unavailable or keep one foot out the door yourself. Yeah. My whole list of, like, guys that I've dated or guys that I showed interest in were always men that either came off as basically, like, completely emotionally unavailable. Because, like, any man that put too much I remember there, and this is a great example of it. There was this one guy that I like dated who was super, like, laid back, super chill, like, not, he basically seemed like he was, like, emotionally unavailable, right? But, like, we clicked and it was, like, chill or whatever, and, like, it started getting serious and I was like, wow, like, this is nice. But then I felt the shift in him. Like, I felt the shift in him become, like, go from emotionally unavailable to, all right, he's all in. Like, it literally changed overnight almost. Like, he just became, like, overly emotional towards me. And that shit scared me. And it, like, pushed me so far away. And, like, it just ended up not working out between us. Literally because of that reason. Literally because of that. He started feeling like he was too much for me. I was like, oh, okay, this is, like, too much. And, like, I left that relationship behind. Ooh, girl. And then that whole keeping one foot out the door thing is so real. Because anytime, like, oh, this is, like, such a read for me. Fuck. I would be, if I felt like, it's almost like I was scared for, like, deeply emotional people to, like, date them or have them in my life. Because, like, I was afraid that I would get too attached to them. And so I always pulled that card of, like, if somebody, like, if I started getting into, like, issues with the person, I had no issue, like, being like, okay, then leave. Like, I don't have to deal with this. Like, I always pulled that card. Mind you, y'all, let me be real with you. This is like prior to therapy Jezabelle, okay? This is like before therapy Jezabelle. Jezabelle was still learning her emotions and she had no idea like what she was doing, okay? Mind you, I am a changed, way better woman now. I understand that. That's why I feel like we can sit here and have these deep conversations where we clock the fuck out of me. But do I fear abandonment? 1,000,000%. That's like my biggest fear. Being alone is like the most terrifying thing to me. That's literally the most terrifying thing. That's my biggest fear. Being alone and heights. But I used to always pull that out in arguments with anybody I've ever like dated or like talked to. I had that one foot out the door is so real because like I would just convince myself that I kept one foot out the door so that I wouldn't become too emotionally attached. So that if they did leave before I left, then like it wouldn't hurt as bad, basically. So, boom. And it says the downside of this is you might sabotage intimacy by acting too cool or nonchalant when what you really want is to feel deeply understood and held. Yeah, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? Number 6. Obsessive thoughts. I got OCD, so this one's real. This one's very much real. I don't even know what it's going to say, but I know it's going to be real. It says my Mercury square in Neptune. Yeah, so I guess I have OCD because of my Mercury square Neptune. You can spiral into your own head with overthinking, absolutely. Overanalyzing, yes. Or creating mental stories that aren't fully grounded. Oh, for sure. This can feed paranoia or self-doubt. Absolutely. 1,000,000%. That's like my daily life. It's like my hourly life, minute by minute. That's exactly what's happening. The downside of this is you create inner drama trying to interpret someone else's intentions or silence. Yes. I have an issue with filling in the blanks. I do. Definitely. Number 7, passive aggressiveness or indirect conflict. Mars and Libra. You don't like open conflict. I do not. But you do like balance. I do. Justice and fairness. When things feel unfair, you may withdraw, sulk, or lash out indirectly rather than confronting it head on. Yes. Definitely. Can I disagree with like one thing? Can like one thing in this actually like be wrong, please? Because like this is too real. I don't like this. Maybe I shouldn't have asked it for like my worst qualities, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have asked it for this. I'll definitely do this. Like the indirectly like lashing out thing, it is very real. Like I won't necessarily be mean, but I'll definitely be acting colder. Or not only that, but I also just won't do things that I normally do. I'm somebody that like does a lot. I wish I could tell you why. There's like 1,000,001 reasons that it can be. But I'm somebody who does a lot for like the people that I care about. And I'll go above and beyond, basically like breaking my back in every little way for them, right? But if like my indirect like what did they call it? My indirect lashing out would be me stopping doing those things. So I'll just become colder in the way that I talk to them. And I also just won't do the stuff that I did before. And so that's like my indirect way of lashing out. Until either they bring up the situation or I finally just get tired of it. And I'm like, hey, like, do you not notice I'm not doing these things? Like, something's wrong with me. Oh, God. Oh, was that the last one? Oh, no. Oh, no, there's one more. The last one, it says the downside of that is that it can lead to mixed signals, confusing behavior, or cold silence that confuses people. Just like I said. Literally just like I said. What the fuck? Like, that shit just took the words out my mouth. Is that not fucking crazy? Is this not blowing anyone's mind? Like, this is blowing my fucking mind. It says, this is the last one. It says, you expect depth from everyone. My Scorpio sun plus Mercury plus Pluto heavy chart. Not everyone is as introspective, deep, or emotionally layered as you. And you can get disappointed or bored when people stay surface level. Absolutely. That's another reason why friendships like don't really work out for me. And it's because like if it stays surface level, if they don't get deeper with me, then like I just lose interest completely. Like I'll just stop hanging out with you. I'll just stop talking to you because it doesn't go where I want it to go. And that probably also feeds into like the one I talked about earlier about me wanting to be like emotionally in control. I do not like this. Let's not do this shit again. This is the last time we doing this. It says that the downside of this is that you may judge others too quickly or write them off without giving them a real chance. As I just said, I would just stop hanging out with them. Oh, and then it tries to make me feel better at the end. It said, but here's the thing. None of these qualities are bad. They just become destructive when unacknowledged. The same traits that cause chaos in your relationships are also the ones that make you magnetic, protective, emotionally intelligent, and damn near impossible to replace. Hey, I know that cookie good. Yes. Yeah, baby. Hold on, everybody. Give me a minute. That's not what I wanted to hear. I don't know what I was expecting to hear. I don't know why I decided to do that to myself tonight. The whole, what are my worst qualities? You know, this is what I mean when I say that you cannot deny astrology. Anyone who looks at you and tells you that astrology is not real is just straight lying to you. I'm so serious. They're just straight lying to you because that was beyond accurate. I mean, like, bitch, either I said something and then the next thing I read was it quite literally feeding those words back to me, or vice versa. And that's terrifying. That's actually terrifying how accurate that is. I gotta sit with that. That's what I decided to do with myself. You know what? I said earlier that, you know, if you're going to look into your birth chart, don't do it with a smile. Definitely do it and be prepared to be like slapped in the face. I'm going to recommend that if you have not read your birth chart before, have not done like a deep analysis on that shit, definitely try it. I say that, and also specifically look for your worst qualities, mainly because this could help you be a better person. This can definitely help you be a better person. Especially if you've never been in therapy, this is like a good like therapy session right here for sure. If you've never been to therapy, this will help you a lot, especially if you have issues in your life that you're like, I don't know like why this keeps happening, but the one common denominator is you. Girl, you might be the problem, and that's okay. It happens. You just have to take the first step to admitting that you are the problem because nobody's perfect. So there's definitely going to be stuff that happens in your life that you were the cause of that, and that's okay. That is completely fine. It's fine if you fix it. It's not fine if you continue to be like, if you just decide to ignore it and act as if it's not taking place and like this isn't happening and everyone else is wrong and I'm not. That's not real life, girl. That is not real life. So definitely look into your birth chart. It said, if there's 7 billion, it's pretty easy to fall into one of the 12 months plus placebo effect. I think it's just a lucky guess. That's valid if you're only looking at it from the perspective of like the signs that there are, like just like surface level, like, oh, I'm a Scorpio. If you're looking at it surface level from just like, oh, I'm a Scorpio, then for sure you're definitely going to like come to some conclusions that are going to be wrong. But this is a birth chart analysis. You know how deep that shit gets? Like this gets very specific. Like my birth chart, not even like the section where it explains like all the little things about my birth chart. My birth chart alone was 6 pages long. 6 pages long. And it goes into like the degrees. Oh, you can't even see it. It just looks like a white screen to you. But it tells you about the specific degrees of things. It's very hyper specific. And it's I know you say like, oh, there's only 12 months, but it also depends what time you were born. The place, the time, and the day. So it's a lot more than just 12 months. It's also about down to the minute that is in a 24-hour day out of all the days of the 365 days out of the year. So it's definitely, but I don't know. You kind of have to be open to it, I guess. You know, I say, especially if you're more closed-minded to it, I say, especially you look it up and then see how you feel afterwards. Because that shit might be a read on you. It might clock you too. It might. Because it sure clocked me. But definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to like know the negative qualities of myself based on my birth chart. Everybody always asks about my birth chart. So I don't know, maybe next time we'll do the positive qualities, because a bitch really needs a drink after that. What the fuck? That was fucked up, y'all. This was nice though. I needed that. It was kind of like, I'm not gonna say that. It's like a masochist type of moment, you know? We needed to hear it. You know, we just put cigarettes out on ourselves, like, oh, but it felt good. No. All right, y'all. That's it. I hope that you guys, I hope that you had an opposite week that I had. I hope that you had a great fucking week. I hope it was not a rough week for you. Let me tell you, shit was weird around here. Bitch, it hailed. It hailed today. That's fucking weird. Is that not weird? Somebody tell me that's not weird for LA. It fucking hailed, and it wasn't cold or anything today. So that was super weird. I don't know. This week was a little bit odd. I was going to say something's coming, but like I don't want to speak that into existence. Nothing's coming. Everything's fine. Everybody's okay. We're all fine. All right, I'm done, bitch. Let me get the fuck off of here. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I hope that you sleep very well tonight and wake up feeling great. And I hope that you have a great fucking weekend. It's going to be Friday. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's already Friday. So, yay! The weekend is here! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Maybe get a 6-pack. I don't know. Because that's what I'm going to be fucking doing this weekend. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys next Friday. Bye!